All right, let's talk about the Dow. It's up right now, looks like 300 points. And the Dow rose more than 300 points on Friday and continues to look strong this morning. But it's been kind of a wacky couple of weeks. Last week was the Dow's worst week in 2 years. Let's talk about this more with Brent Wilsey from Wilsey Asset Management. Nice to have you here, Brent. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
Why is this happening?
Well, it all started a couple weeks ago on a Friday when we had the jobs report came out. And what happened was wage inflation went up by 2.9%. Now, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the concern is now we're going to have regular inflation, which we've been talking about for about the past year. And now you're going to have regular inflation, which can raise interest rates, which causes some concern on the stock market.
It's interesting that the stock market would look at wage inflation as a bad thing when people who work would think that that's a great thing. Wages are increasing, they're going up.
Right.
But it has a direct impact.
It does have a direct impact. Also, too, I want to point out, too, we have a new Federal Reserve chairman also elected last week as well. So a lot of uncertainty, which the markets don't like. That's why we have all the volatility. But you are right. I mean, it's a good thing. But the markets initially have to react to it, and they get nervous. They're not sure which way to go. There's some craziness going on. So this is when you got to go good investing and be careful.
So this new chairman, do we know what his tendencies are? Is there what about this new chairman concerns Wall Street?
That they don't know, and that's the big concern. No one knows.
They don't know.
Yeah, what's he going to do? Is he going to raise rates, 3 times this year, 4 times, once, twice? They don't know. So the market always errs on the side of caution, and therefore it sends things down. And a lot of this is not your investors; it's traders who are actually saying, "I'm going to get out and maybe buy back in the next hour, 2 hours." So we're in for some good volatility for the next probably a couple months or so, I think.
Well, I was going to ask. That was my next question. How long will this? Was this actually what they call a correction?
We did hit 10% as a correction. We hit that, I believe, on Thursday intraday. But I think we have more to go. February 2016, we hit a 15% correction. So I think there could be more to come. What's going to cause it is inflation reports. And on Wednesday, we have consumer prices coming out. Now, if that's up, the market, again, is not going to like that. And guess what it's going to do?
So, if I'm an investor and I have a 401k, the first thing I'm going to do is call you. And you're my advisor. What do you tell me? I'm worried about all this fluctuation. Should I be worried?
You should be worried because it depends what you have. I mean, we're different. We're investment advisory firms. We buy individual companies in our portfolio. So we're not worried about liquidations and so forth. Actually, we didn't get one phone call over the past 2 weeks because our clients are, I always brag, I think we have the smartest clients. But what you have to look at if you have your money in a mutual fund, you got to look, because a lot of people say, well, stay the course. That's not always the case, because if your mutual fund didn't have much cash, other people redeeming, he's selling your positions, and therefore the market goes back up. Guess what? You're not going to go up as much. So you want to check your mutual fund, how much cash do they have, and the manager might also be saying, you know what, I want to prepare for future redemptions and sell even more. So you won't have a great return in the mutual fund if they have a very high cash position and they had to sell stuff.
All right, you just spoke Chinese to me, and I do not understand a single thing you said. So let me. I mean, I actually do understand what you're talking about, but I think to a lot of people this is so complex. The way that you should, invest your money, save your money, put your money into stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and you have a company that's asset management, which means that you would control or advise on a variety of things. Explain that to me, how that works, because I think people who have investments aren't necessarily that sophisticated. They're just doing what their friends maybe told them or an advisor told them, and they bought in.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Carl, because actually over the last 20 years, the average investor has only earned 2.2%, which is well below what the index is, around 8 or 9%. And it's, again, because they're taking bad advice from people. Every month we do workshops trying to educate people on what to do and so forth. Unfortunately, the industry is a commission industry many times,
right,
and that broker's trying to get you to buy and sell, buy and sell. The difference of our firm is we're an investment advisory firm. We don't charge any commissions. We're all on a fee base or strictly a salary base. So we do not charge commissions. So we want to buy the right things for people long term. We're not into buying and selling. But also, Carl, very important to understand what you hold, because many times you may say, well, I'm buy and hold. You might be holding the worst thing ever. That's not going to do well. I mean, actually, last week there's a fund that was actually an ETF. It was down 96%, and a lot of people probably didn't expect that.
96%.
96%,
Yeah, that's a frightening thing. Well, we always look to the experts, and Brent Wilsey, we appreciate you being here to help explain that. And I did understand some of the Chinese you just spoke.
It takes a little time.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
It does. All right. Thanks so much. I appreciate that, and we'll continue to watch the markets and have you help us understand. Thanks very much for being here with us. Axion is once again helping small business. Let's check in with Allie. She's at Ooh La La Dance Company. Hey, Allie.
Yes, we are. We are at Ooh La La, but we're also talking about Valentine's Day gifts. So